Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we are going to be doing a video on should you summon for the LILTOTTO and GREMMY XMAS rerun banner. I believe LILTOTTO's guild quest is in like a day, so it might be a good idea to summon if you don't have a melee Exterminator killer. And then GREMMY is a really good booster. His SA1 I believe is just a regular boost. I don't think it's an EX or a 43% boost. I think it's just a 33%. But his SA3 is a 50 something percent boost, attack, focus, and defense. I think it's 53 if I'm not mistaken. So it's a better boost than normal, and with focus being like the meta in Guild Quest right now, he's a really good character in Guild Quest. But yeah, let's go over the filler. So the banner will be here tomorrow on the 27th, and I'll be here till the 3rd. So at the very least, I would say wait until we see what end of month is. We should be getting the news in exactly 2 days on the 28th. And hopefully we get some resurrection news then, because I would like a second batch, but we might just not get any. I haven't seen anything. And I will say though, the filler on this banner is quite garbage. There's like 2 good characters in here, and that's about it. So if you're a person who really wants better filler and banners, and you want someone for multiple characters other than just the main banner, this one might not be for you. Grimjow is a decent farmer. Neliel is a decent side in Guild Quest, and then outside of that, like the Gin and Orihime and Shuhei are pretty bad. And then the Toshiro is also pretty lackluster, I can't lie. And then the Renji is like a decent side in Guild Quest, I guess. So if we take a look at the actual formats, step 1, 150 orbs, step 2, 200 orbs, and then, repeating 6, 11, 16, 21, 7, 12, 17, and 22. And then every 5 steps is a guaranteed 5-star, and then obviously there's no pity, because it's a rerun banner. If the anime is not airing, rerun banners have no pity. So yeah. It's literally up to you if you want a main for melee Sturmritter. To be honest, like LILTOTTO is the main prize of the banner. GREMMY is a good side booster in Guild Quest, and he's good for melee Soul Reaper. But if you can already clear, I don't really think she's a must-have. But let's go through the kit. So LILTOTTO is a Technique Exterminator Killer Plus. She has strong attack recharge time minus 12%. She has damage to drained enemies of 30%. And then she has Lacerate and Drain on all of her strong attacks, including her Soul Bomb and her EX skill, which also has a barrier, which is pretty cool, pretty nice, keeps you nice and safe, especially from the enemies who have poise when they jump around and all that. It's pretty nice. Team Party Quincy damage to status element affected enemies of 30%. She has Debilitator of 2 seconds. I will say she does not have any Berserker, but I still think she's good enough. Like, she has enough to where she doesn't need it. She still feels fine outside of Guild Quest. From what I've seen, obviously I haven't actually used the character, but from what I've seen, she's still good. Just not like Omega broken, but she's good, and she's great in her Guild Quest. She has Devastation of 60%, Frenzy plus 2 or Frenzy plus 3 in Guild Quest, Havoc of 20%, Increased Status Element Chance against Quincy's plus 10%, Killer Effect plus 30 or plus 50 in Guild Quest. She has Marauder, Melee Damage plus 10 or plus 30 in Guild Quest, SP boost to 80%, including a weakened defense. And then what is her skills? Long Stride. She has Sprinter plus 1 and weakened duration. So at least she has Long Stride, so you don't have to give her Long Stride, so she'll feel pretty fast when you just use her anywhere else. What is her actual attacks? AoE distance 750. SA2 is a 960. So if you don't know, that is like Byakuya's, the 1000-year Blood War Byakuya's SA2, and then obviously SA3 is a full screen. So that's pretty nice. She actually has pretty good attacks. I want to say her SA1 is like U-Hauls, if I'm not mistaken. So like that's not bad. She has a pretty good kit. It's not like some awkward like 18% shave SA1 or barrage SA2 or anything. She's pretty good. I think 2.5 outscores a 5/5 Trishika if I'm not mistaken, so it's up to you if you want to summon. She's the main character of the banner. I definitely think she's a good character, especially for GQ purposes, but it is strictly up to you. Maybe go 5 steps, you know, test your luck. But I would still say wait until end of month. Now we have GREMMY, an absolutely amazing character, like a side in Guild Quest. He has, I don't think he has melee Soul Reaper Plus. I'm pretty sure this is just regular Soul Reaper killer. He has normal attack damage of 35%. And then yet again, I believe his SA1 boost is a 30 or 33% boost, and then his SA3 is a 53% boost, if I'm not mistaken, for your attack, focus, and defense. I could be wrong. Somebody who actually has him will probably correct me in the comments. He has a booster skill of 30%, bruiser of 70%, enhancer plus 10 seconds, flurry plus 1 or plus 2 in GQ, killer effect plus 30% or plus 50 in GQ, long reach plus 20, marauder, melee damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ, poise, and then start barrier plus 15. So like outside of his high bruiser and then his really nice SA3 boost, he's basically just like every GQ NAD character. So nothing too special outside of his boost. So yeah, I don't think he's worth summoning for alone. I think you definitely need a LILTOTto dupe in order to do it. But yeah. Let's go for Grimmjow now. Grimmjow is a decent farmer. He's a melee Quincy character. Strong attack damage of 35%. That's his soul trait. And then he has drain on all of his strong attacks. Team Party Mind Attribute or wrong card damage to status element affected enemies of 40%. Damage to drained enemies of 40%. Debilitator plus 2 seconds. Devastation of 40. Frenzy 1. And then he has Heart Link Stop Potions plus 10, which is the main reason to pull for him, so that way you can farm potions quicker. And then you have increased status and chance against Heart Attribute enemies plus 10%, SP boost to 80%, and strong attack recharge of 12%. So yeah, he just farms 10 potions, that's literally it. Nelio was a very, very good side Guild Quest character at the time when she dropped because she was immune to every status element. She gave a enhanced boost as well, and she did decent damage pretty much no matter what GQ she was in. Even if she didn't have killer, she was still at least decent. She did something, and she gave you barriers. One second. I'm yawning. I'm sorry. It's 2 a.m. Did I say she has shared complete status immunity? If I did, that is completely wrong. It's complete, by the way. I misspoke. Orihime. The maid Orihime is the one that has shared complete status immunity. But either way, Nelio's still good. She's a ranged captain killer. She has normal attack damage of 30%. SA2 boost with barrier. Team Party speed attribute character. Normal attack damage of 20%. Booster of 30%, complete status immunity of 100%, enhancer plus 10 seconds, making her boost a 43% increase of attack, focus, and defense. She has Flurry 1, Gauge Rampage plus 1, so you can build up your gauge faster, Multi-Barrier plus 2, Start Gauge plus 70% except in Brave Battles, and then Strong Attack Recharge Time minus 12%. Now, her gauge, I believe, is damage taken and an extra Flurry, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think she gets the huge like an extra 100% bruiser. I could be wrong. Let me check. Yep, flurry plus 1 and then decreased damage of 30%. My bad. This is such a wasted skill. It's so bad. There's like no use for decreased damage taken on NAD characters outside of Brave Battles. So that really sucks. But she's still good. She's still fine. But she's just not as usable now because a lot of the guild quests have a side, or at least a decent side, to replace her. So, yeah. Outside of, like, range captain, obviously. And then we have Renji, who is just, yet again, a melee character for a wrong card guild quest. Funny enough, he has Berserker 40%. That's kind of unfortunate, but... So, melee, a wrong card killer. Normal attack damage of 20%. He has an SA2 boost. He has a last rate on all of his skills, and he also has barrier on his SA2. He has a berserker value of 40%, debilitator plus 2 seconds, enhancer of 10 seconds, and since he has no booster skill, it is only a 33% attack, focus, and defense. Flurry plus 1, follow up, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ, melee damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ, multi-barrier plus 2, and poise. So he's just a good side. Toshiro, he is just a very mediocre character. You know, 40% Berserker, Frenzy of 1, increased status summon chance against Tech, Attribute, no affiliation enemies. Very specific, very annoying. He's mainly here just for a old, outdated farmer to farm 5 Link Slot potions, and that's about it. Nothing much to say about this character. Orihime, I will say, she is also outdated, but at least when you're doing like Link Slot trials, or at least back in the day when it was Inheritance trials, she was a pretty good side, because at the time Tech was so kind of lacking. Like, it was like only like Quincy Ichigo, and that was about it, but he wasn't a farmer, which made it a bit difficult to farm potions. So if you brought her, you could just bring her and then get multi-barrier, you got medic, and she just kept your team alive basically, while also giving you at least 5 regular potions, because you only had like Uryu or the Grimmjow, or maybe even then Halle Bell at the time, to actually farm super Link Slot potions. So she was a good character then, but nowadays she's just not really that needed. But if you have her, she's decent just to bring along in Inheritance trials and bring some nice support, but that's about it. And then Shuhei is a pretty decent side character in Guild Quest for ranged hollow, but now with GREMMY you don't really need him. But if you don't have GREMMY, he's a good option. He has normal attack damage of 20%. He has slow on all of his strong attacks. That looks so weird, the status element. He is a range killer. Team Party, Technique, Attribute, Story per normal attack damage of 20%. Berserker of 40. Bruiser of 30. Damage to slowed enemies plus 40%. Debilitator plus 5 seconds. Flurry of 1. Poise, range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ. And then Sprinter plus 1. So, yeah, he's kind of outdated, but if you don't have anyone else and you have him like 3-5, maybe he'll do 5, or 5-5, I forget, he's not resurrectable yet, I think. Yeah, once he gets resurrected though, then he'll be better, but at the time, he's just whatever. And then Gain, I'm not going to lie, I don't think he has a singular use in the entire game. He's very outdated. He's not a farmer, he's not a good NAD unit, he's a very outdated SP unit. So he's just kind of, if you really like Gin, you would summon. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys are going to be summoning. I obviously am not going to be summoning. I probably am going to end up skipping end a month as well, but who knows. Take care, peace out, and best of luck if you summon. Peace.